Hello, hello, and welcome back to Wheel of Games. I'm going to be playing more Shadow of Doubt today. So, previously we played through the tutorial, but we're going to start a brand new game here, and this is going to be in a city. I've generated a few, trying to find one that I liked, and so it's going to be a completely fresh session, and see what this one ends up looking like. So, the name Martin Delgado, and I'll just leave the rest of this here. Game difficulty hard. That generally balances like how many security systems there are, how much evidence that you're going to get. So I'm going to leave that at hard, and the rest of these things will start without an apartment this time. They gave us a apartment which they then took from us in the tutorial. And this is just starting money, starting lockpicks. Procedural murders means that there will always be a murderer active, although we won't always have an alert about it. And the rest of these are just abilities that we can add on to here. We can turn off all the individual status effects. So let's get this started. It is going to take a while to generate the city. I am using a couple of mods, a couple of quality of life ones, but also one that lets me set a custom city size. I'll leave it on this mode until the game pops up, and then I'll focus in on the game window. So, I'm using either a 6x6 or a 6x7 city, which is larger than it normally allows you to do. Very large, I think, is like 4x5, and that also counts towards like the height of the buildings. So a very large is pretty much the same size as the large, but you'll have taller buildings, so there'll be more stuff inside the city. So with a larger city, it's a whole lot of loading right at the start, so as soon as it loads in, it's going to really chug for about a minute or so as it loads in all the objects. But after that, it is mostly smooth. The only performance stuff you have is, like if you're running around the streets, you'll get occasional like pop-in stuff, so it seems like it's stuttering, but it really isn't, it's just the game loading. And I tried running it with smaller worlds to see how much of an impact like the bigger world had, and I noticed the sort of stutter as you're running down the streets, even on the smaller worlds. So that's one thing that like I'll probably notice it a whole bunch, but it's not that bad from running with a larger size world. So let's see, generating all the evidence and loading objects. So yeah, we're Martin Delgado. We'll be playing in Lynchburg. So telling you a little bit about what I liked about the city that it generated is number one, the city hall location. For whatever reason, the game generator has a bias towards putting city hall right at the very edge of the map, which is something I don't like, especially if you're in a bigger city. You might have to walk a really long way to get to specific places. Ah, okay, so it's about to load in, and this is where the game will chug a little bit. We're going to be just fine, so I'll keep talking. So with Lynchburg here, one of the things I liked about it is the city hall is sort of in the northeastern quadrant, but it's also next to a couple of parks, and it's really picturesque, I think. And another neat feature of the city, once this finishes loading in, I'll be able to show you on the map, is Lynchburg is sort of divided into like a northern and a southern half, and the city hall, along with a couple of parks, is right on the east side where it links up together. So I think it'll be interesting having this sort of wall between the different parts of the city. Let's see. So other differences from the tutorial. We're not going to have like an immediate it telling us what to do, like sliding a note under the door. We're not even going to have a door. It's going to spawn us right on a street somewhere. We're essentially a homeless private investigator at the beginning, and we're going to have to look for jobs on the notice boards that you'd find like around town in restaurants and stuff. You can tell it's already smoothed out a lot. So at this point, it has basically loaded in. It's the same intro stuff every time, but the first mega corporation president in history, Starch Cola, telling us about that. Now, cities have become polluted islands. This is the game's reasoning for why you're on these sort of isolated rigs that you can't walk off of. Keeps everything nice and contained. Workers dream of escaping to the fields, which is the end game. You boost up your citizen levels by completing jobs, and eventually you can complete a quest to go to the fields. The police have been replaced by the Starch Cola Enforcers. Okay, there's a couple of those parks. Here we go. Some say justice now only exists in the shadows. Shadows of doubt. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it's running pretty smoothly. Let's see where it put us in the world. Because it could have started us out anywhere. So we're over here on Rees Boulevard. So it looks like we're in the south middle. Ah, yeah, there's these walls that are a little bit risky. But if we go around to the left, so we'll walk towards City Hall. I think it's a good idea just to get an idea of what the landmarks look like. We've got a pretty big city here, and those walls really can make navigation a pain. That was one of those little glitches, so the only time I have any kind of stuttering problems, like right there, that's just it loading in objects, and the game just, because it's so big, it has to load in a bunch of things. So there's City Hall in the distance. Here's a nice park. There isn't really like a central park, but I'd say this is the East Side Park. It also has these really statuesque big skyscrapers on each side of this park that lead straight up to City Hall. So this is probably going to be the main sort of waypoint that we'll explore the city from. So to start off, we're right here at the City Hall. Let's see. Center on us, so here we are. And I can't zoom out any further, but City Hall is basically in the middle of this sort of northeastern quadrant. And all these buildings are connected by a wall that goes straight across the entire middle of the city. From the third road down, and there's 3 of them beneath it. We've also got a couple of parks side by side over on the west side, the southwestern corner. So I think those will be some nice waypoints so we don't get totally lost when we're going through this city. But the first step in this game, since we're not holding our hands this time, is let's go look for some work. So you can always find that kind of a thing. Let me through in the City Hall. And we also don't have money, so we're going to be looking out for hairpins everywhere we can find them. So, there's a couple. So, job listings. First one. Highly respectable and influential corporate client seeks skilled investigator to look into a business concern. Experience in evidence collection needed. So, fee of a rare sync disk. Nice. Cartographer. And 2,300. I think this is a pretty good first task. It looks like this is going to be some kind of, maybe they want us to steal, like corporate sabotage kind of stuff. Because, yeah, experience in evidence collection. We're probably supposed to break in and steal from some kind of business. But this seems reasonable. So let's accept this job. And we can? It even says theft right at the top. Okay, yeah, evidence collection indeed. So that's a good first job. Let's see what the other one was. There's only 2 here. Anger issues, turn them into cash. This may be asking us to go find someone on the street and assault them. That's not who I think Martin Delgado wants to be. So, open up our case board. So our very first thing is the job listing. So when we pick up the phone, we can fill in the phone number right from the screen. And we're calling the person who posted the job. Yeah. Meet me at Koreshi Street. I'll be sitting with a coffee. Okay. And ask about Shen. Code word there. Okay, and we have to get there within not a huge amount of time. Let's see. Anything we want to pick up from the shop first? Handcuffs are really nice if you just want to get someone out of the way for a little bit. Code breaker, if we come up with a safe when we can't find the code, this could get us in. We only started with 10 lockpicks, so this is a collection of 30 lockpicks, I think. Camera's good for snoop jobs, but right now we're down to 99 credits already. I like to pick up a camera as early as possible, just because there's a lot of jobs that you end up needing it. So I'm going to grab the camera and just set that in my inventory so that it's just going to be slot number 6 forever. Don't have a lot of money, but we have enough to... Now I need to find Koreshi Street. Oh, wait, there it was. No E, yeah. So where is this on the map? It's those... Oh, no, sorry, didn't want to close that one. So it's taking us over, to Koreshi Street. And if we zoom in, these are drink dispensing machines. I think, so there's an example of, there's a phone booth. That's probably where we're heading, because I don't see any over to the other side. So, thankfully, the automatic directions are quite good. They're taking me over to the left there, but this is the right direction. So at some point, this will be Koreshi Street. Whoa! Pop in. The pop in and the stuttering thing are only an issue when you are running across the city. If you're investigating a location, it doesn't tend to be an issue. So we're looking for somebody who has a coffee. Oh, right, we're not looking for a phone booth. But do you have a coffee? I don't think this is our person. Oh, this is our person. Okay. I need you to steal an important document. It'll be in a sealed red and brown envelope. Okay? The leads for the target are in this briefcase. Take it. So, I'll probably just pop straight into my inventory. Okay, open the briefcase, and everything that was inside just gets magically teleported into our... Just want to place it down. There we go. So now all that stuff is on our job board. Oh. Well, we could climb up there, but we don't need that right now. So, our job listing, what is our evidence? Okay, put the listing over there. So, this person has our envelope. Who is this person? We've got a face. 30% of a profile is not bad. We've got their photo. What other information? Green eyes. We even have a shoe size. So not much other than an appearance. This is going to be tough. Obviously names make things the most easy, but we're combing the city for somebody wearing glasses who has short gray hair. Now, there are a few ways we can go about this. So, do you know this person? I don't have enough money to bribe to ask this person about that person. But this person, like the person who gives you the job, will often be connected to that person in some way. So if we can figure out who this person is, maybe she works at the same office. It'd be weird to be stealing corporate secrets from someone else in the same company, but it's possible. So we could tail this person and see if that leads us somewhere that would be helpful. Heard their voice. But no other profile information. Really just that we have seen them. So how are we going to track this one down? It would be nice if I could simply follow you. I'm starting to get cold. One of the things about being outside, or not having your own place to go back to, this place is freezing in the winter, so you have to warm yourself up. Now, I want to actually follow this person, so I'm going to do, let's see, a quick save? Yeah, okay. Just in case. I've had the game freeze up on me once or twice before. So I'm going to stand here where it is warm, and I'm going to see if I can follow this person. I might have to be sitting down to initiate the, sit down right next to you and watch if you move. Okay, click. Last time. So let's just watch her. Ah, I'm freezing. That's why everything was shaken there. My character is freezing cold. You are not going to give me much useful information, are you? Let's warm up at the fire, keep watching her. It's also raining. An umbrella. Don't mind me. Red search button. Yeah, it's illegal, but you can steal from people. Obviously they don't like that. Yep, you and me both. Let's see. Is she going to move? Now, there are... Uh-oh. Well, that certainly puts a new spin on things. That takes priority. So, a murder has occurred. Now, the murder probably happened right after we started, but you only get this notification when somebody reports the murder, like somebody has come across the body or something. So, that murder at 201 Chandler, that also went out to the enforcers, so we're sort of going to be racing them there. They're probably going to win that race, but I guess we're done watching that person. We'll have to come back to that. Yep. Yeah, you do have to collect one of those forms from City Hall, but that is not as urgent. I'm freezing again, gotta get inside. I can pick up that form later. I'm here, might as well grab it. But I am probably racing an enforcer to get to the crime scene. It's the Red Gum Reaper. Okay. Well, they definitely all have their own fancy names, and I can hopefully warm up a bit in the at the crime scene. It's like before, we need to find the full name of the killer and arrest them. And also, with the murder cases, you get the same stats that you have to fill in each time. So we're going south, it looks like. So the projects aren't a very tall building. Oh, wait. That's the lobby. Okay, we're inside. Whew. So 2 is only 2 floors up. Not a very tall building. I don't really need to use the elevator. And this is... Let's peek under the door. Do appear to be lights on. Let's see if anyone's coming. Oh, give me a second. There's somebody in there. This might give us some information. Something it doesn't really tell you in the... Well, that's neat. There's a vent exit there. Both a camera and a turret. Come on, game. Okay. So something it doesn't tell you is that you can... Oh, well, the enforcer has arrived. Yeah, they're not terribly happy about, not terribly cooperative. So this may be the enforcer. They're gonna walk around, mess up the crime scene. So any information you can get about or from them. Yep, he's doing the bash command that we also have the ability to do. No key underneath. But we can see 3531C. And that's probably the crime scene right in there. D. So we're going to have make this darker and make it a little bit easier for ourselves to sneak in. Just jump on that. But then we'll see. There we go. So while he's still looking at that, hopefully I can disable this camera. Good. Oh, there's another enforcer who appears to be out of breath back there. So that's the backup for the first guy, it looks like. As long as I'm standing outside, I can take a peek in. What are you? Yep, they get guns. You don't get to use a gun. I can't talk. While I could walk inside, the police are not on your side. See, I was suddenly trespassing. So the police do not play nicely with you about these things. So now he should be adding some crime scene tape. What are you doing? Still can't talk to him. Ah, there we go. Oh, he's put up some crime scene tape, and now he stands guard just outside. So I'll just use the bathroom. So if we turn off a bunch of the lights just nearby, he is still watching, but as long as I can... Ah, the other guy was using the toilet. He immediately saw me. Thankfully, you do have a short window to get back outside. But as long as there's just one guy on guard, it's relatively easy to get past that person. Yep, he's just sitting on the toilet. Now he's washing his hands. Don't mind me. Yeah, he will go from spot to spot, so it can be a bit tough to keep out of their reach. But okay. I guess that guy was the coroner. So now this guy is on guard, and as long as we can sneak past him, so is... And I don't think he'll like it if we close the door. He does... Yeah, he will investigate somebody closing the door or changing something. So him being on guard right there is going to make getting inside a bit more difficult than we would like. But let's see if we can get our crime scene analysis done in the rest of this episode. So, zoop. Okay, we're in. So we have to be careful about making noise, because he can still hear us from outside there. So anything that says like it makes noise, like flushing the toilet or something, that might alert that police officer who's just outside. Okay, so this person's address book might be very useful to have a copy of later. Probably the victim. That fingerprint A, we don't know if that's relevant yet. That was, in theory, the officers. Oh, looks like we got a fairly nice bedroom back here. Yep. And as the tutorial said, it is a very good idea to have a exit strategy, so I can hide under the bed if I accidentally notify the guard outside. Nothing. You probably start with the body, he says as he ignores everything else. What's this room? Just a completely empty closet. Okay. Creepy room. But we have found a safe. We have the key for this place, so we don't have to hack into it. We can investigate that computer. As soon as we have a code for it, same as the safe. Hairpins. Hairpins are so important. Okay. Shoes. Shoes size 5. These are probably shoes from, I'm guessing, the victim. Oh wait, there was something down there. Another hair. Okay. Don't write these down, but I can't forget it again. Okay, so we've got this person's key code, 0599. Okay, we'll come back for the file box. Let's check out this crime scene. And we've got possibly a note. So who is our cadaver? It's a lady? Here's our victim. Okay, we'll get more information in just a second. Let's take her print. You have to keep the reticle right over the person. And now let's analyze the body. Okay, low caliber bullet wound. Shot to death with a pistol or revolver, and yep, she died right after we started the game, between 1830 and 1945, so less than an hour ago. And that's like wound. So here is our victim. So what else have we got? Let's see, what is her... Okay, type B, so that wasn't her print before. Now this piece of paper. You might have seen me for just a second. Let's play. Ooh. So this could be some kind of an anagram. Although there aren't many vowels in that first word. And there's one in the second word, so that's going to be a tough one to figure out. But that is all, given that it's written in red ink, possibly blood. That's probably a clue from the killer. Another book, a random dumbbell. Easy game, come on, come back to me. Okay. Check the trash. Nothing used. Ah. So we check for... Hoping for prints on her. Type B, that is her own prints. But a print on this piece of paper would be pretty conclusive. Ah, type C. This is something that may lead us to a killer. Okay. Oh. Oh, he just switched positions, but he saw me for just a moment. Ah, I think we've got our name, and she works as a bar staff. Okay. So let's go back to that closet now. That's an annoying light. Okay, so let's look at all of the demographic information. So, Aurora Olson, 201 Chandler Projects. Ah, so she works at the Ancient Actor Tavern and Grill. We can search there for potential leads. And this confirms that she rents 201 Chandler Projects. Although it doesn't link to the name yet, we can be pretty certain that this is Aurora Olson. Let's see, our first one was Oni Jonsson. Now we've got Aurora Olson. Okay, so bank statement. Yeah, so there's her payslip. That would also tell us about the Ancient Actor Tavern and Grill. Utilities charge, rental, housing consortium. Let's see. I don't know what Lacuna Gold is, but that might be something to keep track of. Overseas transfers, genetics booking, insurance payment, Dove Weekly, that's the game's like Tinder kind of a thing. And Luca Siempre. Well, that's not her name, and it looks like she paid that person. This is potentially a couple of clues. So let's write down Luca Siempre as someone who's linked in this bank statement. We've also got, suppose the other one, Lacuna Gold. So thankfully you can take notes completely arbitrarily, whatever you like. So we have found two things on this bank statement that are potentially interesting. People that she knows that we know nothing about yet. Okay, so now let's look at the next thing. And this is just birth certificate. She is from Lynchburg, a native. Okay, this still doesn't link her to the picture we have, though. We can be fairly certain this is her, but not very much evidence so far. So type B is our victim. The only other one we've seen so far is type C. He made noise, so that's why he popped up again. Let's see, nothing behind that wall. Okay, anything else we've got in here? In terms of, let's look at the map. Enter on our location. So, oh neat. So this apartment building is split into two different stairwells. So we're on the south side of the apartment, and they don't link up at all. So that's the bedroom we've finished searching through. So kitchen and living room, and there's a little closet with another vent. Potential exit. Oh, it's hard to get to the ones in the ceiling. Ah, there we go. Work ID. Now we have established the person, or the ID, and now a lot of that stuff gets merged together. Oh, lipstick. If those things were all written in lipstick and not blood, this might be extremely important. Oh, no, it's her. It's her fingerprint on the lipstick. Maybe it's her lipstick and it was just used for it. Okay. Yep. That also would tell us where she lived and worked. Yep. I mentioned in the tutorial, like ethics-wise, I'm only going to steal things from people who are dead, or things that are in like completely public areas. You can make the game a lot easier on yourself by just stealing everything that isn't nailed down. Which way is he coming? You go around the other side. Let's just duck out for a second. We made a little bit too much noise there with the opening of the cabinets. He heard us. Let's see where. You might still be able to find a little bit more information from the kitchen there, but definitely that that clue from the murderer and that Type C fingerprint, that's our biggest lead so far. But we really don't have many good other leads. We know she knows somebody named Luca. We have the address book of people she knows, and in the worst case, we can just exhaust every lead down that. We try to find people she knows. Hello, officer. Don't mind me. Okay. I need a gramophone. And this is... Yep, this closet is also a place we could hide. And potentially escape out that vent if we had to. Yeah, turning on the gramophone, that would make some noise. Let's see, what else we got in here? Assorted books. Some of them are... I guess we could take books? Let's see, it doesn't seem like they were killed by a... yeah, they were shot. So, oh, fingerprint type C. Somebody else opened this drawer. We've got a couple of fingerprints that were found. Let's see. Oh, that's where she works. Where's the building? 201 Chandler Project. Okay, right in the middle there. Okay, so we found a couple of type C's in here. We really don't need the second one. We're not going to get better evidence than that crumpled piece of paper, I think. We close that. Is there something below? I'm only seeing the one extra set of fingerprints, and we know based off of the, oh, he just moved again. The rental agreement, that there is no other, there are no other tenants here. Oh. Well, we can tell that they were shot from standing over here, because there's the blood spatter from behind. Might even find a bullet mark there. I don't see a bullet hole. Just her fingerprints again. So nothing else in there. Let's finish searching the kitchen. And... oh, that's that tissue box. So you can also hide underneath the counters. So if this guy suddenly surprises me... so we stole a piece of candy. Don't need to mess with that. No evidence in the fridge there. think we're hearing wind from outside. That sound can also be a indicator of, like, if you accidentally turn on the thing under the kettle will start to whistle and make a lot of noise. If you can use that intentionally to cause a distraction, but in this case, okay, I think we have analyzed the crime scene. So let's pop out. Don't mind us, Mr. Enforcer person. Here's your lamp back. Okay. So, let's get back down to the lobby. There's one last thing we can look at. This is 201 Chandler Projects. So she might have a mailbox to look at. Let's see, they will say who the mailbox is for. Or so I thought. Come on, don't make me lockpick a million mailboxes. Hot dog commercials in the stairwell. Okay, I figured it would say 201 Chandler mailbox. It doesn't. It's also possible that all of the mailboxes are in the other side. Oh, we're in 002. So the ground floor. Oh, come back to me, game. Okay. Freaked out for a moment there. Okay, so there is a basement below the 0, but the ground floor is 002. Okay. Well, we're going to start the next video with, let's canvass the neighbors and see what they know about this Aurora person. But I'll see you then in the next episode. So, until then, bye-bye.